Hello everybody, this is Zemanon, coach of the Detroit Solgaleo, bringing you our Week 3 matchup in the LDL Offseason League. So, we are currently 0-2 right now with a team where every Pokemon has at least one 4 times weakness. Some Pokemon have more. And we had a really fun, close game, Week 1, and then we got destroyed by our good friend in Week 2. So, here we are going up against Absolutely Looney and the Las Vegas Latias. We actually played against the Latias in the LDL, in the Evo League here in Season 3. And I honestly do not remember for the life of me which one of us won that game. I know it's on the channel and I could have just looked, but I don't know. Let's just say he won. Let's just go with it. So he won in the in the regular season. I honestly don't remember. I apologize for not looking it up. But we have faced each other before. But of course, this is with brand new teams here in the off-season league. So he has a really scary team. I'm gonna break it down for you right now. Zygarde 50%, Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu. Bulu, not Fini. Hawlucha, Blacephalon, Mega Gyarados, Magnezone, Stakataka, Gardevoir, Mesprit, Ariados, and Avalugg. So, just looking at, what is top 5 Pokemon? Zygarde, Bulu, Lucha, Blacephalon, Mega Gyarados. That's crazy strong offense coming out from the Latias here in this matchup. And then he has 2 4 times weak to ground Pokemon in Magnezone and Stakataka. I guess he has that because of Bulu, but you're gonna learn that Earth Power doesn't care about grassy terrain. So my Pokemon are really, I have a lot of Earth Powers going on in this matchup. So if we just go over my team real quick here, I have Glisker, Breloom, Swampert, Pinsir, Aurorus, and Alolan Sandslash. And I apologize if there's any skipping going on. My internet's going crazy the last half hour, so if it's messing with the video, there's a weird audio glitch or something like that, again, I apologize if that happens. Hopefully it won't happen too often. But the Glisker is he's here to just knock off items, honestly. I don't really expect Glisker to do much in this matchup, but a lot of the people who are asking thought Glisker would be good in this spot. Breloom, I didn't even want to bring Breloom, but both my opponents before, it seemed like Breloom was a good thing that they had to prep against. So I guess since my opponents tend to value Breloom so strongly or so highly, I should probably also just bring it to a couple matches to keep people on their toes. So my future opponents have to know they got to be prepped for Breloom. And it was a pretty cool bulky Breloom set that we were running this week. But we don't really get to show it off too well. Our Swampert, regular Swampert here with the very bulky. I needed a bunch of things that could take on the Zygarde. I'm not going to lose to Zygarde this week. I've played too many Zygardes in my life, and one bad turn and I get wrecked by it. So my Swampert had Toxic. It was bold. I tried to make it as strong as I could so that it could come in on the Zygarde, even with D-Dances up or anything like that, and Toxic it down. Mega Pinsir, I had Swords Dance, Close Combat, Return, and Quick Attack. The Quick Attack was there for the Hawlucha. I was really surprised he didn't bring Hawlucha in this matchup. I thought Hawlucha would have been really nice in here, but I also had Protect on Swampert in case he did bring Hawlucha and he had High Jump Kick. I wanted to try to make it hurt itself. But just basic Mega Pinsir set there. We want to try to get Swords Dance up, and then I'll be able to, at +2, try to sweep everything. Aurorus here is not Icy Rock this week. I made it calm so it could take some special attacks like the Gardevoir. I was also surprised he didn't bring a Scarf Gardevoir or something like that to outspeed my Pinsir. But then I put all my investment defensively to try to live a physical attack. Maybe a Waterfall or something like that from the Mega Gyarados. But Aurora's really was not too important this week. The real setup, or the mon that we need to talk about, is my boy Alolan Sandslash, who is one of my favorite Pokemon to use in Draft League. I actually it's not trying to sweep this week. I'm not trying to get Swords Dance boost or anything like that. My set is Rapid Spin, Earthquake, Icicle Crash, and Aurora Veil. So I know Auroras doesn't get Aurora Veil, which should be criminal since it's literally its name. But the Aurora Veil on Sandslash really helps out because I have so many ice attacks here in this. I have 3 different ice attacks. I have Blizzard and Icicle Crash for my Hail Mons, and then I have Ice Beam on the Swampert. So I have 3 things that can hit the Zygarde, so I need to be ready for it, as well as I can. And excuse me, if I can get Aurora Veil up, not only will it help Sandslash live longer and be faster, and maybe go for some Icicle Crashes or something like that against the Zygarde, but I'll also be able to help the Pinsir get set up with a Swords Dance on this team, or a Swords Dance against the Latias here, because at +2, Pinsir pretty much rocks everything. It is really strong, except for things that would be Scarf, like potentially Tapu Bulu, or if the Zygarde's in Scarf Outrage or something like that. Obviously, Scarf Flamethrower from the Blacephalon would be really strong too, but I have Quick Attack for that, for 2 of those 3, and the Bulu and the thing. So my win con in this matchup is just to get Sandslash or to get Pinsir set up. So he brought Ariados. I assume, when you bring Ariados, it's like a tier 5 mon. It's really only there just to set up the sticky webs and then get knocked out for the rest of your team to take over. So I'm actually going to lead with my Glisker, because I want to knock off its item. It could be focus stats, but I still want to know what type of bulk he was running. Now, I actually forgot to switch my defog onto my Glisker this week. I have Stealth Rocks in that slot, and I didn't need it because I had Rocks on Swampert and Aurora. So I was like, why do I need 3 Pokemon with that? I'm gonna put defog on here. Completely forgot to make that switch. So we're actually excuse me, I was freaking out when this match first started, when I clicked on my moves and I didn't have defog, and I was like, oh. But thankfully, Alolan Sandslash comes through clutch here, and he has the Rapid Spin on here, and this Ariados really can't do anything to us. He reveals the Toxic Thread, which is, he brought that last week also, which is going to lower my speed, and it would have poisoned me, but I am a Steel type, thankfully. So he really has nothing else to do here, and because he Toxic Threaded me, I'm actually slower, and anytime he goes for sticky webs, I'm actually just gonna get rid of them. Now, right here, I was really hoping not to knock out this Ariados, because if I do, something else comes in for free, and I'm not able to get the sticky webs. So thankfully, Sandslash is weak enough, which you don't really ask for too often, to not KO. And this Mega Horn only did 25% to us, so we could take that Rapid Spin. And Sticky Webs got a crit on the Rapid Spin, which is nice. But Sticky Webs are gone for the rest of the game. I don't have to worry about anything like my Breloom or my Mega Pinsir being slowed down or anything, and having some of those other Pokemon on his team get set up that way. It's done. I don't have to worry about it. Here, I was really scared because I was like, oh, he's just going to Dragon Dance here. You can get to +1. But he doesn't Mega Evolve right away. So he wants to preserve the Intimidate for some reason. So he does go for the Dragon Dance, which is the absolute free play. And the right decision to make, I would say. It definitely made sense to start boosting Gyarados. But I'm starting to wonder when he's going to Mega Evolve into that fighting type, because he's at 75% now, and Breloom with a Drain Punch or a Mach Punch will do a lot of damage to a Mega Evolved Gyarados. So I get the Toxic off, which is nice. Swampert landing another Toxic this week like he did for us in week 1. And now this Gyarados is on a timer. He decides to Mega Evolve finally. Water and Dark typing, so now I know he's not, maybe he just didn't want me to Earth Power or Earthquake or something, I guess. So I go for the Protect to try to recover up some HP here and whittle down this Gyarados with Toxic. And that's pretty much, if I get rid of the Gyarados, you know, he could have Ice Fang for my Breloom or Glitzker or something like that. He would be faster than my Pinsir. You know, this Gyarados is a huge problem for us. So if I knew an Earth Power plus Toxic plus the following turn of Protect and Toxic would be enough to knock out the Gyarados. The only thing I was worried about was like, oh god, does Gyarados randomly get Roost all of a sudden? Which, thankfully, no, it doesn't. I pretty much remember it not getting Roost, and it it still doesn't here. So on this turn, he goes for Dragon Dance, so he's now +3. I assume he just thought he would have lived with a little bit of HP, but the Toxic is actually going to take him down. So I was ready to eat all this, eat whatever, a Waterfall, eat a Crunch, eat Ice Fang, whatever he was going to go for on the Swampert. I thought I could probably live it, but he doesn't go for it. So the Gyarados just gets the +3 attack and doesn't knock anything out, which is great for us. And Swampert, the Legend of Prince Sidon, lives on here in the off season. He now has 4 KOs in the 2 weeks that we brought him, and this is a great call for my opponent. I didn't know if he was going to Swords Dance or not. I thought he might have just went for a grass attack into the Swampert because it was so free. And if you look at my team, I don't even have a grass switch in. Like, even the Breloom was still taking like 40% from the Boo-Boo. So I just wanted to knock off its item in case it was Scarf, and it's not. It's Leftovers. And the leftovers didn't really matter for him too much in this because he had grassy terrain up and he kept horn leeching everything. So I revealed my Rocky Helmet, which was there for the Zygarde if he was going for outrages or anything like that. That's why I had again, I had a bunch of things to try to whittle down the Zygarde because I was so scared of him. This was a great play on my end. So I intentionally sack off the Auroras here, setting up the hail because I knew he'd go for a grass attack. And now that the hail is up, I can bring in the Sand Slash, and it's almost over. Like we're not quite there yet. If I had Swords Dance on Sand Slash, maybe I could have, you know, just Swords Dance up on that turn. But it's actually great that we didn't because we're Icium Z. So you're thinking, oh, okay, Z Icicle Crash, right? That's what you're gonna go for here. You're just gonna knock out the Bula, right? No, I thought you were gonna switch out. So we do go for our Z move, which is Icinium Z, but it is Z-Aurora Veil, which sets up Aurora Veil and increases our speed by 1 stage. So we would now be faster than Zygarde here. So I thought he was going to switch out into something else that would take it, but he just stays in. He decided he was just going to sack off the Bulu there, and I was like, okay, I guess I misplayed it at that point, but you know, he's a +2 Bulu right now. Like, I'm really scared of what's about to go on. But remember what we said pregame. Our job is to get Mega Pinsir set up because at +2 he can't do anything, and he doesn't even go for the attack. If he hit Stone Edge and he hit it, I'm pretty sure we lost. I mean, it might have been close. We have the Breloom, we have the Swampert. You know, I still might have had ways to keep the Zygarde from you know, just reverse sweeping us here. But if he had Stone Edge and he hit, he had a chance to KO through Aurora Veil. But instead, I'm still at full health, essentially, except for the hail damage. I'm at +2, and I got Close Combat, which I almost dropped this week in the Mag Zone, which would have been really bad. And just as hail, or as grassy terrain ends, this +2 Close Combat is going to take down the Magnezone. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt really good in this spot with Z-Aurora Veil Sand Slash. Like, I don't think he was expecting that at all, because in all fairness, why would you expect something like that? And in comes the Blacephalon, who I have Quick Attack for, which this was my win con. I was like, all these things that are faster than me, all these things that can do a lot of damage, like a Scarf Bulu or, you know, whatever, Scarf Outrage Zygarde, all this stuff, I'm not worried about it because I have Quick Attack to outspeed it, and the things that I, like, that want to hit me like a Zygarde that I need for turn instead of Quick Attack, I'm behind Aurora Veil. So I'm actually, look at that, that's a -1 defense. Quick extreme speed. That's a +2 attack. return into the Zygarde. Now Aurora Veil, wears off. The Zygarde goes down, and soon to follow suit will be the Boo. I'll just take him off there. So the goal for this entire league was to win one game with this team. And we can now proudly say in week 3, the Detroit Solgaleo have won a game with the worst team draft imaginable. Like, I didn't think I was going to win a single game in this league. And it really was just off of one turn. Like, again, like, my opponent played pretty well, especially with the Boo. He had a great turn of Swords Dance where if I wasn't prepared for that Swords Dance, he almost certainly just won it that turn, especially if he was able to keep Sticky Webs up. Like, so this was a really terrifying match to prep for because he had the Bulu, he had the Zygarde, and he had Hawlucha. I don't know why he didn't bring Hawlucha or Gardevoir, because I thought Scarf Gardevoir was really good against my team. Like, really the only reason Aurora was going to do anything was to eat some special attacks from Scarf Gardevoir. But we've done it. We've won a game. I don't care if we go 1-6 now. Obviously, our goal was to win one match, and you know what the next goal is. That is to win 2 matches, and then you win 3 and 4 and so on, all the way on to the playoffs. I don't know how many people make the playoffs in this league. But yeah, again, we are just doing this for fun. I'm just really happy that Z-Aurora Veil worked. I was really sad when I didn't have Ninetales at the beginning of this, or when I got sniped away from me in the draft, because Ninetales was my Aurora Veil setter for Sandslash every other time I've used it. But my friend Mark Jackson in VGC 2017 Daytona Regionals, he actually top cut the event with Vanillix and Sandslash was the one that used Aurora Veil. So you'd want someone else to set it up so that Sandslash can use Swords Dance or whatever. But he was like Ground Z, Aurora Veil, Sandslash. And it was really cool. He top cut the event. So I've always known it's an option to go for the Aurora Veil on Sandslash because people don't expect it, and it ended up working out for us this week. The only problem is, I guess, the cat's out of the bag, so I don't know if I can actually go for Z-Aurora Veil any other times this season, because I think everyone else will be prepping for it. But overall, really, really excited. Thank you to everybody who followed this matchup, and hopefully you subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date and watch all of our LDL off-season matches and any other draft leagues we have in the future. But for now, this is Zemanon and the Detroit Solgaleo signing off. We will see you next time.